Good morning, children. Back with you all with the continuation of the same chapter, Polynomials. In the previous video, I have started with the introduction of the Polynomials chapter. So today again, I will continue with the same, the introduction part. And today in this video, I am going to explain you the remainder theorem of the polynomials, how divisions takes place in the among the polynomials. So before I start with the questions, I first want to explain you this remainder theorem that we are doing it from our junior classes also. You must have heard that dividend is equals to divisor into quotient plus remainder. We are doing this from our small classes, and what is that? I will just brief you with a simple example. Let's take a number 23 and I am going to divide this with 2. So what is this 23? The 23 is the dividend which is going to be divided. So 23 is the dividend, okay, and it is divided by 2, which is the divisor. And whatever answer I will get here, that will be my question, and the number which I am left with will be my remainder. So let's start. It will go at 2 ones 2. After subtracting, I get 0 and I'll bring 3 down. Again I will do 2 ones 2. After subtracting, I get 1, which is the remainder. So if you see that 23 is the dividend, 2 is the divisor, quotient, which is the answer which I get, 11. So this is 11, and the number which I am left with at the end of the division, it can be 0 or it can be any number. That is my remainder. So how it goes, if you are going to solve the right side, which will be 2 into 11 plus 1, following the BODMAS, 2 into 11 will give me 22 plus 1, which is 23, and that is equals to dividend. So same way as we used to do the remainder theorem, we used to follow the remainder theorem in the smaller classes, it works for the division of the polynomials also. So let's start with the very first example. You can see here I have written here. Okay, before that I want to explain you that px is always written for the dividend and gx is written for the divisor, whatever the divisor is there, and the answer which we get, the question, we used to denote it as qx, and the remainder that we used to get at the end is written as rx in the polynomial. So let's start with the very first question which I have written here at the bottom of my left side page. You can see that px, which is 3x square plus x minus 1, is to be divided by this gx, which is the divisor, x plus 1, and this is a linear polynomial. So let's start the division. So let me write my divisor here, and my dividend will be inside 3x square plus x minus 1. So this is my divisor, this is my dividend. Now before I start with the division, you have to see the very first term which I have in my polynomial is 3x square, and here I have to multiply x with something that I should get 3x square. So one thing is clear, that I will multiply with 3. Now I want the x square, so one more x I will take. So I will multiply this with 3x so that I will have 3x square here. So I am going to write it here, 3x. So after multiplying 3x with x, I get 3x square. But this is not the end. I have to multiply this question with the next term of my divisor also. So which is 3x into 1 will be 3x only. So this will be as it is. As you know that in the normal division we always used to do subtraction. So same in this case also we will go for the subtraction. So that sign will be changed, subtraction, subtraction. So this is cancelled because 3x square minus 3x square will give me 0. And after subtracting this, this is x and this is minus 3x. So minus is in the front of the bigger number. So it will give me minus 2x, and this will be brought down. So now I have minus 2x minus 1. So let's again think with what number, with what term I should multiply this, so that I should have here minus 2x. So let me write x to be multiplied with what number, so that I should have minus 2x here. So it will be multiplied with minus 2. So it will be written here minus 2, because when I will multiply minus 2 with x, I will get minus 2x. But it has to be multiplied with the next term also of the divisor. So minus 2 into 1 will be minus 2. So again sign changed. So this will be cancelled. 2 minus 1 will give me 1. So what we have understood in this division is that this is the divisor, which is qx. This is the quotient, which, sorry, this is gx. This is qx, which is the quotient. And the number which I am left with is my rx. So this is how the division takes place among the polynomials. I hope it is clear. You have to be very, very careful while dividing and stay calm when you are dividing. Don't do in a hurry. Now children, one thing more I want to tell you. If the same question comes to you in exam, but the question comes only for 1 mark, only for 1 mark, how will you do? Then no need to do the whole division. The simple trick is that as you are given the divisor gx, which is equals to x plus 1, from here I am going to take out the value of x. So I am going to make this equals to 0. You remember in one of my video I have explained how to find out the 0 of the polynomial. So you just have to make that polynomial is equals to 0. So whatever value you will get for x, that will make that polynomial 0. So this is that value which will make that polynomial 0. So x is equals to minus 1. So what I will do now, this is the shortcut method to look for the remainder. I am going to put this value in my polynomial. So what is my polynomial? I have taken the same example which I have taken in my previous page for the division. So I am going to put this value minus 1 square plus minus 1 minus 1. So on the square of this I will get positive 3. This will be minus 1 and minus 1, which is 3. Minus 1 will be minus 2. So I get the remainder 1. So this is the shortcut method. If the question comes in exam only for 1 mark, you are going to look for the value of x and then put the value of x in the given polynomial. So this is the remainder. This is the remainder. This is how you will get the remainder. And in the previous I have shown you the full division of the polynomials. So this is how we look for the remainder by the shortcut method. I am just going to brief you once again. So whatever the divisor is given to you, you just make the divisor is equals to 0 and find out the 0 of this polynomial. The 0 of the polynomial is that value which makes that polynomial 0. So how we used to calculate? By making this polynomial is equals to 0 and I get x is equals to minus 1. So this is that value which will make this polynomial 0. So now I am going to use this value, put this value in the polynomial, which is my dividend. So let's put this value and the answer which I will get after putting the value of this which I get it from the divisor, the answer which I get will be the remainder. So this is how we used to do in a short method to look for the remainder by not doing the whole division that I did in the previous page. Just look for the value of x from the divisor polynomial, and that value of x, which is the 0 of that divisor, is going to be put in the dividend polynomial. So put that value in the dividend polynomial and the answer which I get is the remainder of this division. I hope this video will help you to understand how the remainder theorem works and how we used to do the division among the polynomials. Thank you children. God bless you all.